Oh god, this quest looks like it's going to be a lot of wandering around. Hello, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Morrowind, where we are going to become the Hortator of the Great Houses. We're going to start with House Hlaalu first, simply because, well, my actual thought process was starting with that house because they're based in Balmora. Actually, I believe we need to start in Vivek. So, without further ado, let's do a bit of teleporting. Right, I believe we have found the first person we need to persuade. Yes, I'm Crassius Curio, but you can call me Uncle Crassius. That makes me trust him less for some reason. I don't like the non-familial uncle. Hlaalu Councillors. Here's a recent edition of the Yellow Book of the Great House of Hlaalu. It lists the current Hlaalu Councillors and their residencies. Hlaalu Hortator. A Hortator is a great house war leader. Its ancient tradition, seldom invoked in modern times. Ask how it's chosen. Tell your story and ask to be confirmed. Ask how it's chosen. As far as I can recall, every one of Hlaalu's councillors must vote to choose the Hortator, and the vote must be unanimous. There must be some situation requiring a war leader, and of course, a worthy candidate who can perform the duty. A Hortator is a champion and leads by inspiration. He challenges opposing heroes in single combat. He goes on a long, desperate quest. He goes alone into the citadels of the enemy. He confronts the dangers no one else in the house is strong enough or courageous enough to face. A single no is a veto. First, a great house has to choose a Hortator, and then the Hortator has to persuade the other great houses to agree to the name him Hortator of the Houses too. A very difficult system. No great house wants to give their honour to a member of another great house, but luckily it's mostly honorary and doesn't cost a house anything, so it might not be that bad after all. I don't care about requirements. It's probably actually, if I scroll up here, choose a Hortator. Where are we looking? I'm sure there's one of these that said to ask him to choose me. Was it under councillors? No. Tell your story and has to be confirmed. You want to be confirmed Hortator? A pity. Orves Dren does not want you to be a Hortator, and very few councillors would be willing to risk Sir Dren's disapproval. But if you were to give me a small gift of 1,000 drakes, I might consider. There you go. What a thoughtful gift. How did you know? Gold. It's just what I wanted. And now it's time for your gift. And I have just what you want. In my formal capacity as Councillor of the House Hlaalu, I give you my vote for the title of Hortator. Perhaps I can also give you a little suggestion. I am sure you can persuade Dramberro to support you as Hortator if you can find him. Orvestran has Nirvana, Al-Uls and Valanda Omani in his pocket. You might want to make a little trip to Dren Plantation before talking to them. And then there's Yingling Half-Troll. Dramberro is very secretive. He lives somewhere here in Vivek. Orves Dren, he's the head of the Common Tongue and lives in the plantation in the Ascadian Isles. You may be able to bribe him or trick him. He despises the Empire, and I've heard the rumours that he has made some kind of deal with the Sixth House. She lives in All's Manor, near Saran. Just take the road north out of Saran, cross the bridge, head west and look for the manor. Amani lives outside of Vivek on Almus Island. Take the bridge to the mainland from the Talvani compound, then turn south across the bridge to Almus Island. The path to the south of the bridge leads to Amani Manor. And the half-troll is a foreigner like me, but he simply doesn't understand the Dhamma like I do. If you were to dispose of him, the other councillors would not be upset. If you kill any of the rest of us, of course, it is a different story. He lives in Yinglin Manor in the St. Ohms canton. God, the politics of this. I like the way it's like, at first I was like, oh, I hate the idea of this quest having to go around and persuading everyone, but actually it's kind of cool actually having to put the legwork into something that would genuinely be quite difficult. I think all these houses seem so opposed that it would genuinely be quite difficult to like get them to unanimously agree on anything. Hell, it seems like it might be difficult to get one house to unanimously agree on anything. So let's go and try our luck. So I've just popped into the St. Owen's Temple and bought myself a couple of cheap restore agility potions because we were still low on our old agility. Oh, and here we go into the next section as well. There's apparently someone in this haunted manor. I don't know why they're hiding in here. If it's widely known as haunted, why don't they call someone? It's making the haunted noise. Whether we're going to actually see some ghosts or not. Not level 50, no problem at all. Should be something easy enough for us. I wonder if we can do it with the apprentice. Yeah. It's something I normally end up clicking loads of time on, but actually you can just hold down the left mouse button. There we go. Only took about 45 seconds. Oh, this is nice. Someone set it all out. Guarding the bold. Jean Barrow is my boss. You want to talk business? Talk to him. Guess we know what we need to do. Oh, what's going on here? I take precautions to ensure that I'm not found easily. I see I will have to take more precautions. But what can I do for you? Choose Hortator. A Hortator is chosen by consensus. Everyone has to agree. A single no is a veto. First, the Grace House has to choose a Hortator, then a Hortator has to go and persuade. Yeah, we know this. I just want you to choose me, please. There we go. Tell your story. You have found me, and that means you are resourceful. Yes, I will vote for you as Hortator, but my vote alone means nothing. Yingling is a fool. You may bribe him or kill him. Crassius Curio is a man of passion and can be manipulated, but Valenda and Nirvana are Orvas Dren's creatures, and they will do nothing without his approval. This Orvas Dren seems like someone who's going to be an issue to us. The Yingling should be not too hard to kill if we want. I wonder if there's another route through that, because Yingling Manor's over here somewhere, isn't it? I just walked past it, I'm sure, before I went into the temple. One of these, maybe? This one? Yingling Manor. I am going to drop a save because we've been playing for a minute without doing so.
Too much trouble. Must be going now.
Do you know of the person I need? Is it Valenda? I don't think it is. Lives outside. Orvestran. On the Ascadian Isles. Crassius Curio. We know all these. We just want to find the one person who we actually want.
Someone should teach you some manners.
Choose a Hortator. A Hortator is chosen by consensus. Yes, we know. It's Hlaalu Hortator, isn't it? A Hortator is a war leader of the Great House. Why? Asked to be confirmed. Oh, 2,000 drakes. Yeah, I'd rather do that. A pleasure doing business with you, Maribel. I'm a man of my word. You got my vote for the office of Hortator of House Hlaalu. Once you get everyone's vote, talk to Crassius Curio. So we just need to deal with the one person who seems to heavily object. I do really like the way that they've set up House Hlaalu, and I hope the other ones just aren't give money to them. But these have been set up as the businessmen, and obviously if we do business good with them, which means just give them money, no, of course they'll accept us. It's an honorary title after all. So here we are, what I believe is the Dren Plantation, which not my favourite place to be in the world, to be honest. Apparently we can just kill this guy. I don't want to mess up the game later down the line. Is this him? He looks like a Dren. Manus. Topless and a dangerous shield, classy. I think at this stage I am just going to persuade Dran. I just know that there are various, and I've said this before, but I know there are various slave freeing quests And I think after the main quest, that's something I'm going to look into a bit more heavily. Orvestran, you don't like me, do you? Oh, he really doesn't like me. Right, let's see how much gold we're going to have to spend to get this guy to turn around. Because if not, we might just have to kill him. Ooh. You got any glass stuff?
No, you have no manners.
Oh, it's nothing about my manners. Mind you, stealing is probably bad manners. 2,000? I mean 3,000 kind of does it. So you want to be Hortator of House Hlaalu, and you've come to me. You show unusual wisdom for an outlander, but what's the title of Hortator worth to you? Why do you want to be Hortator? From the Empire. I kind of knew that was the one. To be fair, it was hinted at. We were told that this guy hates the Empire, but there we go. I have long believed it was a mistake to turn from the old gods. Perhaps Azura is with you after all, and perhaps not. I will tell you that I've spoken with Dagothir. He promised me the same thing, that we will drive the foreigners from our land, but I am not one to ignore opportunity, nor am I one to be troubled by rubbing two sides of a coin. If you are a dark elf of your word, I am your ally. I will tell Valenda, Omani, and Nevena Oals to support you. Cool. Is that all of them? Is that all of them? Can we go back to Chaos, or do we actually need to like ask the other two? It'd be cool if we had to ask them. We are not gifted at alteration, I can tell you that. Oh god, we're being bothered by these speakers everywhere, aren't we? Sleepers, sorry, not speakers. I know that Dagothir's awake. Oh, don't cough near me. I think... No, this is not where we want to be. East. Is it a bit south of here? Like here? Well, we found the Ulls Manor, which is the home of one of the people that we want to find. So let's have a look in here and see where they be. There's a lot of people with these very nice manors around here. I suppose we are in Vivek though, aren't we? The capital. There's always going to be people who choose to, you know, show off in this area. No, you're not the right person. Sorry to bother you. I will close this door behind me. We are nothing if not polite. This is the person, isn't it? I've heard the news. Congratulations on your negotiations with Orvestran. What can I do for one as influential as yourself? There we go. Oh, yes, sir, Marabou. The Hortator thing, right? They said if I knew what was good for me, I would do as you asked. So, you want to be Hortator? I make you a Hortator. I vote for you. That's all I have to do, right? Once all the councillors agree, make sure you see Crassius Curio. Cool. One last person, and then we're the Hlaalu Hortator. That's a problem with the view distance. I was just on my phone looking at a map for this town that we need to go to. And I was like, oh, we must be miles away. Hang on. We seem right on top of it. Have a look at the actual map, and we are. And, like, it's literally in our view. It's just that the view distance in this game is terrible, I say as a tree merges in. Right. I want to wait to daytime. Just because it looks better on camera. And we want to go to the House of Earthly Delights, which is essentially a strip joint in Morrowind. There we go, House of Earthly Delights. Obviously, we are working in not the best era of graphics. Not you, Morvis Moran. I'm assuming it's not you guys. I've heard it's here, perhaps I've been lied to. Shh. No one can see me. Of course, I got completely the wrong place. As we get to the place where we need to go, another interesting thought crossed my mind as we're in the area around Vivek, which is obviously the capital of the of Morrowind. And like, I've just been walking for ages. In fact, I think since last time I spoke, and not seen a single enemy. And obviously, I'm seeing this scrib here, not exactly the most threatening thing in the world. But I think it actually subtly says something about this world, that the Ashlands are super, super dangerous, and around here is relatively peaceful. And I think it's that's not necessarily that the Ashlands are bad or anything like that. It's more that the power projection that comes from outside of Vivek actually like creates a area around it that is relatively safe, but not necessarily the most free either, because there's plenty of plantations around here and things like that that are not the most good. I'm not wording good today. They're pretty rotten. They're awful. But yeah, it's just interesting to think of the sort of projection coming out from Vivek and keeping the rest of this place relatively safe. This feels like a manor. These are House Hlaalu guards, aren't they? Amani Manor, there we go. Eventually found the right place. Right. They're usually upstairs. Is that you? No.
What is it, peasant?
Philander Omani. There we go. Yes, of course. You wish to be named Hortator of House Hlaalu. No sooner said than done. You will, of course, need to receive confirmation from the other Hlaalu councillors, but I have every confidence in your ability to persuade them. Once all the councillors agree, speak with Crassius Curio again. He will give you the belt of the Hortator. There we go. Done on that. Yeah, I really like that quest. I know it's a bit of legwork and just wandering around, but actually it really sets up like House Hlaalu as, and like this could be discounted by the next group of quests in the same field, but it really sets up House Hlaalu as being, what do you call them? Oh, hello. Let's get away from here. We recently did a prisoner escape. It sets them up as being, you know, willing to take bribes, willing to just turn over for votes and things. They don't particularly care about each other, and they've got their internal politics which you have to contend with, which is perfectly shown up with the Dren character, because he just like fully controls two other councillors, and you know, you can bribe him to get what you want as well, but to get those other two councillors, they're never going to listen to you without him. Yeah, I really like that mission. I think it shows the legwork that can go behind politics and sort of can work in the background of these sort of larger decisions. And it's also just quite funny to me that, like, being this great hero, the Nerevarine, who's meant to be this war leader, like genuinely a part of that, is just going around just being like, do you want a bribe here for let me be like your warlord? Yeah, no. And I think this is like shown in the real world, when people grab power, it can be done in this way. So I just think it's a cool way of framing it all. Here we are, back at the Curio Manor. I wonder what his position, Crassius... Is it Crassius Curio? Is in Hlaalu? Oh, wrong room. Because he's clearly got a fair amount of power wielded, and we have to go back to him for some reason. So we're hobnobbing with the higher-ups here. Hello. Choose a Hortator. No. Hlaalu Hortator. All the councillors agree? Splendid. I'm so happy for you. What an honour, but no more than you deserve, Pumpkin. And now I have a little treat for you. It's about given to the Hortator of House Hlaalu. Just snug it around that supple little waist. Now, I know you have important things to do, but don't be a stranger. Don't neglect poor, lonely Uncle Crassius, your devoted admirer. I actually like him more now. I'm happily call him Uncle. So we're going to head to Nerevarine. No, that's not the word I meant to say. We're going to head to Aldrune to set up for the Nerevarine Hortator. And then after that, we've just got the Talvani. I am going to... I'll talk whilst we go to Aldrune, but I am going to end the video there. Just because this has been a 47-minute record. Even for only, what, about 19 minutes of content. which it is what it is, but I haven't actually got all the time in the world today, so I'm just going to have to cut it a little short. But we still made decent progress, especially on that house Hlaalu. That's, yeah, I'm all aboard on that sort of stuff. I really hope that the rest of these sort of what they require of you is thematically appropriate for the houses. This isn't the best offshoot, is it? But yeah, I'm really enjoying this Morrowind Let's Play. I'm not sure if I would... I was thinking about this earlier. I'm not sure if I would have played as much of this game if I hadn't been motivated by a Let's Play. But there's certain moments of, like, that makes this game quite peaceful, and it's certain moments that are... you can see in games that I quite like today. So I've been playing Path of Exile, and what I like about that is the brain shut off, and sort of like some of this tracking back and forwards, even though it's a pain in the backside, it's kind of just peaceful, let your mind wander stuff. You know, it's kind of that shipping game, you know, Elite Dangerous or Euro Truck Simulator. That sort of mindless moving around, and you're still making progress, but you're not having to engage your full faculties all the time. And plus, I do genuinely feel like we're getting to know this land. I know we've not seen every single piece of it, but we've certainly travelled up and down it quite a bit at this stage, and it feels like a cool place to be. It's the sort of game that I'd like to see revamped, and I know that there's various mods that have tried it, but I'd like to see what Bethesda's modern take on this would be. Not that I'm necessarily in love with modern Bethesda either way, so maybe that's not something, but what I'm trying to say is like, I'd like to see a take on this land with AAA budget behind it, which I suppose you probably get in the online game, don't you? Elder Scrolls Online, which I've played a tiny amount of, but I've never really gone everywhere. I think I'm like not opposed to playing that game for the channel, but it will be later. It will be after we've played through the game, so it'll be way down the line. And it purely just to see some of these areas like in more modern. Sedanine is not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Balmora. In a more modern sort of style. And then from here we should be able to get to Hlaalu. I'm not even using our Mages Guild's contacts. Oh, I haven't taken a photo this session either. Oh, hell with it. We'll find something. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to leave it off there. That's been the video for today. Drop a like on the video, please, if you want to help me out. And the other way you can help me out is definitely dropping a subscribe as well, especially if you want to see more of this type of content. Any questions, thoughts, feedback, etc, drop a comment and I will get to see all of them at this stage. If there is anything else, yeah. No, there isn't anything else. Why am I asking an open question like that as if you're going to respond? You're not. I'm talking to myself in a room. Thank you. Goodbye.